basics of how capitalism is described as a social political system, we have to start by the beginnings of it. In the 18th century, when Adam Smith created this idea, he had in his mind two things: liberty and private interest. Without leading, the businessmen could create their own companies and their own business without the government stopping them to create their own capital goods. Capitalism can also be known as the growing of the working class, but it also can be known as the growing and the creation of the huge difference in the social classes. Also, one of the main ideas of the capitalism is to create and promote a mindful and working mind within the business people. But it can also create that a few people control the whole market.
Capitalism, as it's already been demonstrated, does work under the influence or effect of Adam Smith's invisible hands theory. So it's not from the benevolence of the butcher, the baker, or the brewer that we expect our dinner, but for their own regards for themselves. So yes, basically producers make what the society needs, not because society itself, but because they regard about themselves. They have needs and they want to cover them. They regard about their very own interests. So still, Adam Smith's theory ain't yet entirely true. This based or showed by the so-called inequality itself. So, described by our own means as inexorable, but in extreme levels can't be permitted to fall under the audacity to be considered inevitable. For example, poorness. We can't yet allow poorness. That's how it is. So, there are many spectrums of capitalisms that promote or cause by themselves extreme inequality or poorness. It depends mainly on how liberal or how they do their process inside the market. So we can find different ways of economies that practice capitalism. However, we are going to focus on oligopolies. Oligopolies are basically when the willpower of a market is concentrated within a short quantity of enterprises or individuals, few companies. The benefit is directed to a narrow fraction of the population, the owners of these companies. There exist deformations in the ideal model of competition. Accumulated power over usage of resources exerted a distance to, by no government intervention, exclude people in a way they do not participate in the economy, and they just suffer from its doings. They're just exposed to what happens in the economy. They do not participate in it at all. And with the government's intervention, the system is exposed to corruption and individuals' parties' interests, who subdue the economy to their own favor. These types of problems related to inequity in capitalism promote as much to associate them with Galtung's framework. And knowing some of the problems that promote inequality in capitalism, we may say, for example, government corruption promotes structural violence by evident means. Oligopolies, structural and cultural violence by individuals' inability to access the market and customers' limited offers. Limited resources, direct and cultural violence, because non-access to resources leads to people discomfort and uprisings.
When we first read this theory, we thought a lot about Colombia. So what we think is that this theory can be proved if we are supported by the idea that a country has a lot of unemployment. In the case of Colombia, we believe that it's a country that it doesn't offer a lot of job offers, leaving so many people unemployment. This country has a lot of entrepreneurs that have been creating their own businesses, and they are their only employees, and they are not in the need of another ones. These businesses are so small that the offering job is not viable, since the production or the way it's demand in the market is not that big. One example of this is there's a yogurt store near my house that it has only one employee, since the production is not a lot and they don't need more employees. So the general theory of employment by John Maynard takes the fact that it requires a lot of production to start develop a lot of employees, and that will take out or create the idea of unemployment.